All right, get ready to explore the fascinating world of human potential.
We're diving deep into the work of Dr. Mario Alonso Puig.
He's a surgeon, right?
He is over 26 years of experience. He even worked as a neurosurgeon at the renowned Henry Ford Hospital. But get this,
Okay.
he's also deeply fascinated by the mind-body connection, how our thoughts, our beliefs, actually shape our lives.
So we're going beyond just like the physical stuff here.
Exactly.
He's into things like psychoneuroimmunology.
Absolutely. It's a field that delves into the profound connection between our minds and bodies.
Just like our thoughts can actually impact our immune system. Wild.
It really is remarkable. Our mental state can profoundly influence our physical well-being.
And he ties this all into leadership and communication too.
He has a holistic view, examining the human experience from all these different angles.
It's like he's trying to unlock the secrets to our potential, wouldn't you say?
Precisely. And he illustrates this beautifully with the incredible story of Dr. Ben Carson.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this. It's amazing how one person's belief can change the course of another's life.
It's a powerful testament to the potential that lies dormant within each of us, just waiting to be awakened.
So Ben Carson's story, where does it start?
Well, picture 1950s Detroit.
Okay, got it.
A young Ben Carson is navigating the challenges of poverty, prejudice, even struggling in school.
Tough situation. And this is where a remarkable teacher enters the picture.
Exactly. Dr. Puig refers to him as a maestro, someone who truly embodies the belief in inherent greatness.
He sees something special in young Ben.
And it's this belief that ignites a spark. One day, the teacher brings this unusual rock to class, a piece of obsidian.
Obsidian.
Okay. And he asks if anyone can identify it. Now, keep in mind, Ben's not exactly excelling in his studies at this point.
So it would have been easy to overlook him.
Right, to assume he wouldn't know. But this teacher, he creates a space for Ben to surprise everyone.
And surprise them he does.
Absolutely. It turns out Ben had been spending his free time at the library, devouring books,
What a quiz.
and he just happened to have read about minerals. So he starts explaining obsidian.
He knows his stuff.
Oh, he does. He talks about how it's formed from volcanic glass, the rapid cooling process, the whole thing.
Like a light bulb moment, right?
Exactly. This moment of recognition, of being seen for his knowledge, it completely transformed Ben's self-perception.
From that point on, he starts to believe in himself.
And it propels him forward. He goes from a struggling student to a world-renowned neurosurgeon making medical history.
Talk about unlocked potential. That's incredible.
And that's precisely Dr. Puig's point. This potential exists within every single one of us. It's about fostering that potential.
Creating environments where people feel valued, empowered.
Exactly, environments where they feel empowered to explore their abilities and contribute their unique talents. And it's not just about education, it's about human connection, about recognizing the spark in one another.
It's giving me chills just thinking about it. But Dr. Puig doesn't stop there. He goes on to outline these 6 fundamental human motivations, these driving forces behind our actions.
These are universal desires that shape how we navigate the world, often without us even realizing it.
So what are they? Give us the rundown.
Well, first and foremost, we have the need for security.
Okay. Feeling safe and in control. Makes sense. That feels pretty fundamental. What else?
We all crave recognition and status.
We want to feel valued, respected, like our contributions matter.
Exactly. It's about belonging and significance within our social circles. Then, of course, there's the need for belonging itself.
We're social creatures, after all.
We thrive in environments where we feel accepted, supported, part of something larger than ourselves.
I love that. So we've got security, recognition, belonging.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, Dr. Puig also highlights our desire for challenge and growth.
That drive to push ourselves, right, to see what we're truly capable of.
Exactly. Overcoming obstacles helps us discover our resilience, our resourcefulness.
So it's not about avoiding challenges, it's about embracing them as opportunities for growth.
Precisely. Then there's the drive for progress and improvement. That innate human desire to learn, to evolve, to reach our full potential.
Always striving for better. And last but not least,
The motivation to contribute to something larger than ourselves. To find meaning and purpose beyond our individual lives.
to leave the world a little better than we found it.
It's the idea.
So to recap, those 6 motivations that Dr. Puig talks about are Security, recognition, belonging, challenge, progress, and contribution.
6 powerful forces that shape our choices and actions.
Often without us even realizing it, right?
Absolutely. It's like they're operating behind the scenes, influencing our perceptions and behaviors in ways we might not even be aware of.
So understanding these motivations could be a game changer.
It has the potential to revolutionize how we approach decision-making, relationships, even our own personal growth.
Because when we understand what drives us, we can start making more conscious choices.
Exactly. Choices that are aligned with our values, aspirations, and ultimately lead to a more fulfilling life.
And it's not just about recognizing these motivations in ourselves, is it? It's about understanding how they might be at play in others, too.
Precisely. It's about cultivating empathy, seeing the world through the lens of other people's needs and desires. Imagine how that could transform our interactions, our ability to connect on a deeper level.
It's like a whole new level of understanding human nature. And speaking of understanding human nature, Dr. Puig has some interesting things to say about intelligence.
He challenges the traditional view, doesn't he?
He does. He argues that those IQ tests we often hear about, they only tell a tiny part of the story.
He's not discounting cognitive abilities, but he's emphasizing that there's so much more to intelligence than what those standardized tests measure.
So much more. Like those other types of intelligence, right? What were they called again? Interpersonal and interpersonal.
You got it. Interpersonal intelligence is all about self-awareness.
Understanding your own emotions, motivations, strengths, weaknesses, that kind of thing.
Exactly. It's like having this inner compass that helps you navigate life's complexities.
And interpersonal intelligence,
Yeah.
that's more about our interactions with others.
It is. It's the ability to understand and connect with people, to build strong relationships, to navigate social situations effectively.
Those are essential skills for any area of life, really.
Absolutely. And here's the thing. These types of intelligence, they can be developed.
We're not just stuck with whatever we're born with.
Not at all. Dr. Puig highlights this fascinating study done in the UK. It showed that students who believed they could improve their intelligence actually outperformed those who believed intelligence was fixed.
Wait, so just believing you can grow your intelligence actually makes a difference?
It does. It's like giving your brain permission to expand, to evolve, to reach its full potential.
It's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a way, right?
Yeah.
If you believe you can grow, you're more likely to put in the effort, to embrace challenges, and ultimately to see those results.
And that belief, that growth mindset, can be incredibly empowering. It opens up a world of possibilities.
It reminds me of what Dr. Puig says about Gandhi.
A fascinating example of unlocked potential.
He never won a single court case as a lawyer.
And yet, he went on to become a global icon of peace and social justice.
It's incredible. So how did he do it? How did someone who couldn't win a legal argument ignite a movement that changed the course of history?
Dr. Puig suggests that when the heart is deeply moved, when we connect with a purpose that truly resonates with us, our brains begin to operate differently.
It's like tapping into a wellspring of energy and motivation, something that transcends the limitations of logic and reason.
Exactly. It's about aligning our actions with our deepest values, our passions, our aspirations.
And that's when we unlock our true potential.
Yeah.
That's when we find the strength and the motivation to make a real difference in the world.
It's about finding that sweet spot where passion meets purpose and letting that drive guide our every step.
It's like finding your purpose, that thing that lights you up inside, and letting it fuel your journey.
Exactly. And that brings us to Dr. Puig's emphasis on mindfulness as a key to tapping into this deeper level of awareness and purpose. He uses this powerful analogy of the lake, remember?
Oh, right. Our minds are like the surface of a lake.
Often turbulent, chaotic.
Yeah, thoughts swirling around like leaves caught in a whirlpool.
Precisely. And beneath that surface, in the stillness of the depths, that's where our true potential resides.
Okay, I love the analogy, but how do we actually get there? How do we calm those turbulent waters and access that deeper awareness? What's a practical starting point for our listeners?
Well, mindfulness is a practice just like any other. It takes time, effort, and consistency. But the beauty of it is that it's accessible to everyone. You don't need any special equipment or fancy retreats. You can literally start with just a few minutes each day.
Just a few minutes. What do you do during those few minutes?
You focus on your breath, noticing the sensation of each inhale and exhale. You bring awareness to your body, feeling the ground beneath your feet, the weight of your body in the chair, and you simply observe your thoughts without judgment.
That sounds deceptively simple. Just observing your thoughts without judgment.
It's simpler than we make it, that's for sure. It's not about emptying your mind completely, but rather about becoming more aware of those thought patterns that tend to dominate our mental landscape.
So it's not about stopping the thoughts altogether. It's more about changing our relationship to them.
Exactly. We learn to observe them, acknowledge them, and let them pass without getting swept away by their current.
And Dr. Puig emphasizes the incredible benefits of this practice, right? Both for our mental and physical well-being.
Absolutely. And this isn't just some new age hype. There's a growing body of scientific evidence to support these claims.
Really? Like what?
Well, for starters, studies have shown that mindfulness can significantly reduce stress and anxiety, which, let's face it, most of us could use a little less of those.
For sure.
It can also improve our focus, enhance our concentration, even boost our immune system.
Mhm.
Researchers at Harvard, for example, have found that mindfulness can actually change the structure of our brains.
No way. It can physically change our brains.
That's right. It can increase gray matter in areas associated with learning, memory, and emotional regulation.
Wow. It's like a workout for your brain. So if we can literally rewire our brains to be calmer, more focused, more resilient, imagine the possibilities. It's like Dr. Puig's message about living a life of music instead of a life of noise starts to make even more sense.
Exactly. It's about tuning in to our own unique rhythm, our passions, our purpose, and letting that guide our actions in the world.
But sometimes it feels like we're stuck in a rut. We trip over the same metaphorical stones in our path, making the same mistakes over and over again.
We've all been there. It's a common human experience. And you know what Dr. Puig says about those metaphorical stones? He says it often boils down to a lack of humility.
Our ego keeps tripping us up.
In a way, yes. When we're stuck in our own heads, convinced that we have all the answers, we close ourselves off to new possibilities.
We become blind to other perspectives, new ways of thinking and being.
Precisely. Humility, on the other hand, allows us to approach life with the beginner's mind, always open to learning and growing. It's about acknowledging that we don't have it all figured out.
And that openness, that willingness to learn and grow is what ultimately allows us to unlock our full potential.
And it opens us up to the power of we, the understanding that we're not on this journey alone.
That we're all interconnected, part of something much larger than ourselves. And when we embrace that interconnectedness, when we strive to live in alignment with our values, when we dedicate ourselves to making a positive contribution to the world around us, that's when we truly unlock our potential.
Both individually and collectively.
It's about recognizing that each of us has a unique and valuable part to play in creating a more beautiful, compassionate, and extraordinary world. So as you go about your day, ask yourself, how can you be a source of harmony?
How can you contribute your unique music to the grand symphony of life? These are the questions, the melodies that Dr. Puig invites us to explore.
It's been a fascinating deep dive into the world of human potential with Dr. Mario Alonso Puig. Until next time, keep those minds curious, those hearts open, and never stop exploring the incredible depths of your own potential.